Inside Iceland's massive Bitcoin mine. There's only one geographical location on the planet that can be classified as a Bitcoin hub, and it's near the city of Reykjavik in Iceland. If you ever decide to go on a Nordic vacation, then you only need to travel about 2 miles away from the airport to land upon this facility that's kept heavily guarded 24/7. And this massive fortress is backed by a single purpose: mining Bitcoin. In this video, we'll give you a roundup of inside Iceland's massive Bitcoin mine. Before we begin, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for notifications. Let's begin. If you know anything about cryptocurrency, you're likely to be familiar with the decentralized process that allows these currencies to function, known as mining. Attempting to earn your own crypto fortune usually requires you to start mining, which is a straightforward process, but not if you want to make serious cash. Then you need to run the software as frequently as you can, whether by having it run in the background, infecting other people's computers, or even finding specialized computers. You can clearly go pretty far with this. Depends on how committed you are, really, and Marco Strang was very committed. That's the guy behind all of this. Marco Strang founded the Icelandic facility known as Enigma in 2014. In a rather ingenious attempt to succeed in the blockchain industry. As previously mentioned, the German had come head-to-head with the electricity prices in his area. In fact, Strang and his college dorm mates were in for an unwelcome surprise when they got their electric bill after a month of hardcore mining. This would definitely put a serious dent in his pocket if he kept it up, so he only had one option left. The then 29-year-old decided to move to someplace with cheaper electricity, and that happened to be Iceland. Right now, Enigma houses about 10,000 GPUs that are constantly whirring as they work through the calculations, and 10 times as many fans to keep them cool. That's on top of the huge ceiling turbines that put in as much work as 360 washing machines combined. All of this makes for one noisy facility, that's for sure. The idea was creative, perhaps even genius, so it's not unusual that it inspired others. Lots of new data centers have cropped up on the island, especially by companies who want to develop a reputation for being conscious of the environment. This is all because Iceland is a major producer of renewable energy. The island has a ton of volcanoes all over, which help to run power plants, particularly those that produce geothermal or hydroelectric energy. And this energy is then used by crypto miners, like those at Enigma. Still, this upsurge can have drastic effects. A gold rush tends to leave the locals of the area confused and disconcerted about the sudden interest, and that's kind of what's happening. No one was prepared for this, least of all the energy companies that now need to figure out how to cope with the massive demand. And trust us, the demand is massive. The local energy firm, HS Orca, claims that the combined electricity usage from these data centers may exceed that of all of Iceland's homes. Their spokesperson also added that companies are asking for a lot more of their cheap electricity than they can supply. In fact, he said that if they accepted every demand that came their way, they simply wouldn't have enough electricity left to go around. But HS Orca is doing all it can to prepare for a blockchain-focused future, and that includes building a new hydroelectric dam. Seems like they don't have much of a choice but to go with the flow. That's not to say it's all smooth sailing, though. Environmentalists are concerned for how all these developments will affect the natural landscape, and even Bitcoin itself is highly volatile. Still, Strang is pretty optimistic about the future, and his company, Genesis Mining, is doing all it can to stay ahead of the curve. For example, they make most of their money not through crypto investments, but by renting out hashing power to customers interested in mining their own coins. They're definitely not putting all their eggs in one basket by not depending on Bitcoin investments to make them billionaires, and you've got to admire them for being smart about it. But even then, there are a few questions that are yet to be answered, like the future of crypto and whether these giant Icelandic facilities will eventually be worth it. Until that happens, all we can do is wait and watch. That's a wrap for Inside Iceland's massive Bitcoin mine. Which country do you think could be the next target for mining companies? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the